Oh my God, you guys, it has been so long since I've recorded a podcast episode, but I gotta be honest, I had no energy, okay? I really had no energy. I was doing, honestly, the bare minimum for the past weeks. I've been not feeling it. The temperature's changing, seasonal depression is hitting. I am dead, literally. Like, I do not have any energy. So I'm really trying to not put as much pressure on myself because I know that if I do, I'm gonna do another burnout, and I don't want that. Okay, I don't want that. I'm really trying to like listen to my body and do the most important thing, and then check in with myself and see if I can do more. So as simple as that, and this is the reason why I have not been recording a lot of podcast episode and YouTube video and stuff like that. Still posting on TikTok, by the way, still posting on Instagram if you want to follow me there. But yeah, this is just a update on how I'm feeling. I hope you guys are taking care of yourself. I know that seasonal depression is real. It's not easy for everyone. Getting cold out there, less sun, so of course our mood is not the best. We don't have a lot of energy. So I hope you guys are taking the time to rest and taking the time to really take care of yourself, because it is so important when we are changing season. It is so important to take the time to rest, and it's not because you take time to rest that you are lazy. Okay, resting is important. If you want to be successful, if you want to be productive, you need to rest. Okay, don't listen to those alpha male guru shit that tells you that you have to grind 24/7, because that's just not it. Okay, if you want to be productive, if you want to be successful, resting is important, okay? So the topic of today's episode, as you can see, it's my weight loss journey. So you guys may know me as FitBoo, the fitness trainer. You know, when I started TikTok, I started posting fitness content, and this is basically what I was posting. Only fitness, only my weight loss journey. But I never really went deep into my story on how I lost the weight, how I gained the weight, how I was feeling, how I went through that. So this is the reason why I wanted to talk about it today. I also posted a poll on my Instagram story on which subject should I do. So you guys voted. It was pretty equal. It was either my weight loss journey or alcoholic parent. I'm gonna be recording my weight loss journey today, but probably next week I'm gonna do an episode about having alcoholic parent, because I know that a lot of you guys deal with that at the moment, and I have been dealing with that my whole life. So I really wanted to talk about it. That would be for another time, okay, bitches? Let me introduce myself if you don't know me. Hi, my name is FitBoo, and I lost over 70 pounds over the last years of my life. People see me as a very disciplined, motivated, fit person, but I was not always that. I did put a lot of work in my physical body, but also my mental health, my self-growth journey. I put a lot of work on becoming the best version of myself that I could be mentally and physically, and I came a long way. I now have my company of online coaching. I'm a fitness trainer. You guys know I'm a full-time content creator, but I also have my company of online coaching. So basically I help people become the best version of themselves, also physically and mentally. So it's not only physical. So yes, I help them get in shape physically, but I also help my client to become more happy and successful in their life in general. So let's start with the beginning of my childhood. So if you've been listening to my podcast episode, if you've been watching my TikTok for a long time, you know that I did not have a easy childhood. I had a lot of family problem. I had a lot of like mental health problem. The problem is that when I was younger, I had no therapist. So I really had to deal with my mental struggle pretty much alone. Pretty much alone. So, you know, as a child, it is really hard to understand your emotion and why you are feeling that way, and even more harder to deal with those and work on those because you're a child. So It's normal. One of the main reasons why I started gaining weight is because of that. Basically, my mental health struggle, I had a lot of family problem, and I tried to find comfort in food. This is the reason why I started gaining weight pretty young. I would say maybe it started maybe when I was 10 years old. I don't really remember when because it's all really blurry. All my childhood and my teenage year, they are all very blurry. There's not a lot of things that I remember from my childhood and teenage years. I do remember some part of it, and most of the things that I remember are the really bad thing that happened to me. So that's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm talking about it. I just want to preface this by saying that with the time frame, it is really blurry in my head. It is really blurry in my head. I'm going to try to tell you the timeline as most accurate as possible, but like I said, it's really blurry in my head. It's really blurry. I remember when I was a child, I was always obsessed with my weight, and I always tried to find the comfort in food. I remember when I was young, I was always looking at my skinny friends and wondered why wasn't I skinny. I remember looking at them feeling jealousy. I remember looking at them feeling sad because I kind of knew that I was overweight. Maybe I just didn't want to admit it to myself because, like I said, I was 10 years old. Okay, no 10 years old kid should think about their weight, should obsess about their weight and be sad about it. A 10 years old kid should just be a 10 years old kid. Okay, having fun, playing outside, making friends. But when I was 10 years old, I was so obsessed with my weight and how I looked, thank you to the beauty standard in our society that is kind of fucked up. This is when it all started, when I tried to find comfort in food because we had a lot of family problem in my home, and I was really left alone a lot of the time. So the only way I found comfort was in food. I love food. Food is still my comfort to this day, okay? If I'm feeling sad, I love to eat some good food. And it was like that since I was young. I didn't know better than that. I didn't know how to control my emotion, how to deal with my emotion. And I was pretty much alone with that because, I don't know, this is really hard for me to talk about. Okay, you guys, I did not think that this would be really deep. Oh my god, why am I crying? I'm in my period, okay, you guys? So if I cry during this episode, don't mind it, okay? I'm in my period, so I think it's because of that. I don't remember a time in my life where I was not obsessed with the way that my body looked. And it all started in my childhood, but honestly, in my teenage year, it all got worst. You know, teenage kid, they're not always sweet. Most of the time, a lot of kids are mean to each other. When I started high school, this is when it all went really deep. I don't know why this is so hard for me to talk about right now. I've been sharing my story on social media for almost 4 years now, and the reason why I think it is hard is because it's actually the first time that I'm going deep into my weight loss journey and how I was feeling. And I remember when I was a teenager, it was so hard for me because I was so obsessed with the way that my body looked, and I got bullied so much because I was overweight. And I just remember how I was feeling, and I think that no kid should feel like that about their body at all. It is really a horrible feeling to hate yourself so much and see everybody make fun of you because you are overweight. It is something I do not wish on anyone, not even my worst enemy, to be honest. All my teenage year, when I grew up, I was always bullied for the way that my body looked because I did not just fit in. You know, I was overweight. My body kind of shaped a little weird, and I was the weird kid in general. I did not had a lot of friends, and it was really hard for me all of my school years. Looking back, I'm just so happy that I worked so hard on myself because I see all the progress that I made. I'm drifting apart from the main subject, but let's go back to my story. So the first time that I realized that I needed to lose some weight and take care of my health is when I was 14 years old. I went on a trip with my best friend and my family to Cuba. And then we came back from the trip and we were looking at the pictures that we took. There's this one pictures that really just hit me. And this is the picture I always use when I post my transformation on TikTok. But when I saw these pictures, I had no word on how I was feeling. I saw myself and I was like, I cannot believe that this is me. I cannot believe that this is how I look like. It was such a weird feeling, and it's so weird because when I think about it, I was only 14 years old. I was only 14 years old. And at 14 years old, I shouldn't be thinking about how my body looked and how I needed to lose some weight. And it is just so fucked up to me when I think about it now. Because I was so much bullied, I was bullying myself also. Like every time I looked in the mirror, I was telling myself how fat I was and how disgusting I was and how I needed to lose some weight because all of my friends, they were skinny and I was the fat one in the group, okay? And I was bullying myself so much, and it's crazy how much hate I had for myself back then. It's crazy how much hate I had for myself. And now, now people see me like I'm so confident. I love myself. I love my body right now. And people only see that, but they just don't know how much time I spent hating myself to become this confident. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I spent almost more than half of my life hating my body. I knew I had to change because the hate that I had for myself was getting too much to handle. I knew I had to lose some weight because I was so tired of getting bullied. I was so tired of being called a fat cow. I was so tired of feeling miserable with myself. I knew I had to lose some weight. So I started running. I was 13 years old, so I was a little bit too young to start the gym. And the first time that I ran, I remember how shitty it felt because I had difficulty to run for 30 seconds. And I'm not even kidding when I say that. I had difficulty to run for 30 seconds. Not even 1 minute, okay? This is where I started. When people see me now as a fitness trainer, they don't know how far I've came to be this fit and be this confident. When I started my weight loss journey at 14 years old, I had difficulty to run for 30 seconds. I was 14 years old. This is not normal, okay? This is not normal. But I remember when I ran my first 5 minutes, I was so proud of myself. And I think this is one of the reasons why I continued my weight loss journey, because the emotion of being proud of myself is an emotion I've never felt before running my 5 minutes. And I was so proud, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to prove them that I can do anything that I want. I'm going to prove them that I can lose the weight. I'm going to prove them that I can be confident too, okay? This is one of the mistakes that I did when I started my weight loss journey, is that I started my weight loss journey because I was hating myself and I wanted to prove people wrong. You should never start your weight loss journey because you hate yourself. You can't find the joy into working out and eating healthy when you start in a place where you hate yourself. This is one advice I always give the client that start with me, is that I don't want you to do this because you hate yourself. I want you to do this because you love yourself. Anything that you start with love, it's always gonna go well. But anything you start with hate, it's going to be really hard to do. Okay. When I hit 15 years old, I started the gym. So my dad really wanted to encourage me to lose the weight because he knew and he saw how miserable I was feeling with myself. And for that, I will always be grateful for my dad because he is the one who paid for my gym and everything. Like, I'm really grateful for that. So I started the gym, but I also started boxing. You guys may not know this about me, but I did boxing for 2 years and I fucking loved it. Okay, I fucking loved it. This is the only sport that I did in my entire life and I fucking loved it. So I was boxing 3 times a week for 2 hours straight and going to the gym when I had a lift from my parents or my friends because the gym was really far away from my house. And honestly, when I started the gym, I had no resources. I had no knowledge. I did not know shit about anything. I did not know anything about fitness, weight loss, the gym, or anything like that. The workout I was doing were so random. We all start somewhere, okay? At least I went to the gym and I did my best. I did my best and I did not have a coach to guide me. I only had one friend that she was into fitness. She was really in shape and she still is really in shape to this day. And if she's listening to this podcast episode, Meg, I love you so much. Thank you so much for getting me into the gym. We were going to the gym together. She was showing me the exercise, how to do it, and she was really motivating me to push harder. She really believed in me. And I will always be forever grateful for her because she's the person who started me in the gym. So this is pretty much how my teenage years looked like when I started the gym. I started losing some weight and I did lost some weight. So just to give you an example on my weight, I'm 4'11", okay, so I'm really, really short. My weight was 150 pounds. So it was heavy for a 14 years old with my heights. So I really had to lose some weight. I really had to lose some weight for my health and for my body. So it took me a lot of time to lose all of the weight because, again, I did not know shit about fitness and I had no resources, no one to help me really. So I gotta say, from 2019 to 2021, I struggled a lot with my discipline. So I already had lost all the weight that I needed to lose. I knew I wanted to get more in shape, so really build my body, but I really struggled with my discipline. I don't know, I just really struggled with that. I was partying a lot, drinking a lot of alcohol, struggling to get good discipline, struggling to eat healthy. I was still struggling with my binge eating disorder, and it was really hard for me to just go to the gym, push myself, eat healthy, and stuff like that. You know, when you grow up overweight, you grow up hating yourself, you grow up with binge eating disorder, it's really hard to be really disciplined in the gym, push yourself in the gym, eat healthy, and have all those good habits. Because I never did that in my childhood and teenage years, you know? So it was really, really hard for me to just work through that point. I struggled a lot with partying and alcohol and stuff like that, so it was even harder. I was in a phase of my life where I was feeling really lost. I did not know who I was. I did not know what my purpose was. I was feeling really lost, and I think it is really normal when you start your 20s, you feel lost, you feel like everything is changing and you don't really know why, and it is just hard to deal with everything in life. After the first lockdown of COVID in 2020, I decided to get myself a coach. From 2020 and 2021, I had one coach, and from 2021 to 2022, I had another coach, and they were like big bodybuilder guys, okay? So their diet was really strict. I was working out so much, okay? Like, the workout I was doing, the diet I was following, I mean, it did work, but it was not the right thing for me because of my binge eating disorder, following a meal plan and everything. I was feeling so ashamed when I did not follow my meal plan. It was really hard for me. They were like super good coach, but it was just not for me. And also back in 2020, that's when I started my business of online coaching. So I was learning a lot about fitness in 2020. And to this day, I'm still learning a lot about fitness. But the coach that I had, they taught me a lot, okay? They were like my mentor. So yeah, it was really hard for me when I was following my meal plan and my workout plan and being coached by them. But they taught me so much, and they were like my mentor. So that was pretty cool because not only I was taking classes for this, but I also had mentor that they were teaching me because they knew I wanted to start my online coaching business. And now since 2022, so before the summer of 2022, I decided to coach myself. So I gave up my coach that I had at the time, and I decided to coach myself because I was like in a burnout of fitness, because I was following a strict meal plan, following a strict workout plan for so long. I did like a mini like burnout of fitness. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just needed a damn break of everything. So summer 2022, I did work out a little bit, but I was really just doing the workout that I enjoyed doing, and I was treating myself and just taking a break from everything. After that summer, I really decided to be really serious about the gym, really push myself really hard, because I had some goal I wanted to reach, and I wanted also to challenge myself and see how far I could go with myself, with my coaching. So since then, I've been coaching myself. It's been going so well. I don't think that I will ever get a coach again, because now I have all the knowledge that I need. I know how my body works, I know how my brain works, and I know what I need to coach myself. I've been also eating intuitively, and it's been going really great. I also have my binge eating disorder under control, and I'm really proud of myself for that, because I struggled with that my entire life, and it was really hard for me. But I have it under control now. I do not feel ashamed when I eat junk food or stuff like that. I just feel good because I love food. I still love food to this day, okay? I still love food. Who doesn't? I mean, food is so good. And it's just crazy that now I have such a big community on TikTok and on Instagram, and that I'm helping so many people reach their fitness goal and become more confident and help them love their body. And it's just crazy to think about it, because when I was in my weight loss journey and started thinking about building a online coaching business, I remember thinking that I just wanted to be the person I needed when I was young for other people who are going through the same thing. And this is what I became. I became Fit Boo, the girl who helped people reach their fitness goal, the girl who helped people be more confident, the girl who helped people love themselves and build strong and healthy relationship with themselves. I'm just so happy that all the struggle that I went through in my weight loss journey, all the misery I went through, was not for nothing. It did not go to waste. And I'm just so happy that I used my bad experience to help people and guide people. And even if people can just relate to my story, I'm just so happy that it did not go to waste. It's just crazy to think about all the progress that I've made and all the shit I went through. I'm just so proud of myself. I'm just really proud of myself. And I wish I could hug my younger self and tell her it's all gonna be all right. People are gonna love you. You're gonna love your body. You're not gonna be obsessed with your weight anymore. And you're gonna help so many people. And you don't even know it yet. But it's all gonna be okay. I really wish I could tell her that right now. Whew, that was deep. That was deep. I almost cried, but that's okay. That's pretty much it. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. This was very personal. This was really hard for me to film, because I really had to look back to my story and feel all the things I felt. But I really hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, please give this podcast a 5-star review on Spotify. Share it with your friend. It really helped me, and it's a free way to support me, and I always appreciate everyone who supports me and engage with my stuff. And I'll see you guys next week for the next episode. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm sending you so much positive vibe. And I love you so much, bestie. Don't forget to slay.